Thanks for being with us on 10 News Plus. Now, would you trust Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin to broker a deal on the future of your country if your own leader wasn't invited? Probably not.
But that's the state of play right now as the two leaders prepare to meet in Alaska. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky is furious he hasn't been invited and says he won't be giving up any of his territory. Our Prime Minister today weighed in on the issue. Here's Kari Greenbank.
I'll be meeting very shortly with President Putin. President Putin, I believe, wants to see peace, and Zelensky wants to see peace.
He promised the world he'll be the president who brings peace, and Donald Trump has so far brokered a deal to end the so-called Six-Day War between Israel and Iran, as well as the conflict between Azerbaijan and Armenia.
It's a long time, 35 years. They fought, and now they're friends, and they're going to be friends for a long time.
But with the collapse of ceasefire negotiations in the Israel-Gaza war, Donald Trump has set his sights on Russia.
It's great to be with you.
And Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine, which has become a brutal, grinding conflict that's now in its third year.
My instinct really tells me that we have a shot at it.
The US leader and his Russian counterpart are set to meet in Alaska on Friday without Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky. The path to peace for Ukraine must be determined together and only together with Ukraine, he says. Many European leaders agree, so does Anthony Albanese.
I think any dialogue is important, but it's also important, of course, that Ukraine be included in any discussion about what has occurred here. We must remember that it is Russia and Vladimir Putin who is the aggressor here, who has breached international law, who has engaged in an illegal and immoral invasion of Ukraine.
A backflip could be in the works. American media outlets are reporting the Trump administration remains open to Zelensky attending.
To attempt to hold a summit about Ukraine's future without any Ukrainian or European representation honestly dooms this summit to failure.
What would be the concerns around President Zelensky not attending that summit?
Well, the concerns are that President Trump will be manipulated by Putin, as he appears to have historically been, to make decisions that are totally to the detriment of Ukraine.
There'll be some swapping of territories to the betterment of both.
That comment in particular has caused dismay in Europe, which needs to protect its own security interests. The leaders of Britain, France, Germany, Italy, Poland, Finland and European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen have issued a joint statement saying international borders must not be changed by force. The current line of contact should be the starting point of negotiations. They've presented their own peace plans to the US, as Britain's foreign minister and Ukrainian officials sat down for talks with US Vice President JD Vance in the UK. Since the war began, Russia has seized the entire Luhansk and Donetsk regions of Ukraine, along with Zaporizhia and the south of the Kherson region. Ukrainians fear, after it annexed Crimea in 2014, that Putin might use a peace deal to seize all the regions where his troops are in control.
Polls have consistently shown that over 70% of Ukrainians do not wish to cede any land. They have suffered for the last 3 years. They have lost loved ones, friends and family, and they will not give up land just at the request of Trump.
Donald Trump had vowed to end the Ukraine war within 24 hours of his return to the Oval Office. That didn't eventuate. But his meeting with Vladimir Putin in Alaska will mark the first time Russia's president has visited the US in more than a decade.